left or right was freedom of speech. Like the fact that people can go out and speak their mind, right?
You have to repeat all that right now. Right?
Yeah, that's fine. I just kind of want to set the mood, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
to me at least, I don't know what do you have in. What's your plan?
No, we're actually here to celebrate.
We're
I
live.
won't take part in the celebration, but
No, just
it's your
fucking-
freedom. That's the beauty of it.
No,
I mean,
no.
as ugly as that sounds, and like as nasty as it may seem, that's a freedom, and that's
I agree with you.
right.
But
And as much as I wouldn't like that,
Just say on it, we are live.
it's okay. Like
Yeah.
as ugly as that sounds, right? And you know what? And even as this situation is right now, it's. I mean, it's freedom of speech is huge. How many countries suffer because of that, right? I mean, look what's going on here, right? A podcast, right? Because that's what he likes to do to spread, what he thinks, right? His opinion, his worldview, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in what other country? In Russia, you think you can do this in Russia?
No, of course not.
You think you can do this across the border?
Possibly.
You have to be really careful. That's not freedom of speech.
Yeah.
That is not freedom of speech. That's something else, right? Anywhere, dude, really,
Yeah, of course.
right? And I think it's one of those mutual things that really keeps left and right people should really take care of, right? Really take care of, because
Check
one
on
of
your
those
phone and
things
see if it's
that
popping
if
up
you know
under my profile.
like, what do you think? For example, right now, I would assume, and it seems likely, that some people on the right, in the government right now, are okay with censoring and
Is that
media
on your podcast?
that they don't agree with. That's
Censoring
dangerous.
media that they don't agree with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like-
of course that's dangerous.
Like lawsuits or all that stuff, right? So it's dangerous, dude. I mean,
So censoring media through
I don't know
lawsuits.
why it's not letting me.
well, I mean, whatever avenue they take, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean, because if you get a lawsuit, then you're gonna think about it next time. Like, do I really want to put myself again in that?
Correct.
And you hold that over the person, the organization, anything, right?
What about now?
That's dangerous, bro. I mean, the whole fact of him, that happening to him is horrible.
That was
This content not
wild.
available?
It was fucking crazy.
To me, it was horrible. To you, and that's okay. Right?
No.
And that's okay for you to think like that, and it's okay for me to think like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Why?
I don't get any. Don't get me wrong. I don't get any joy out of it. Like
Yeah.
it was wild to see somebody.
No.
And like political violence is on the rise, but this guy was like front and center, right, for the Republican Party. Like,
Yeah.
Was
Well,
he more like politically active, or was he more like religious?
I think both.
a little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, he was a Christian. He had a worldview, but obviously, I guess Christians is like a little more like right, a little more left, a little more center, right? And their political Christians worldview, right? That's my observation, my opinion, right? I gotta say that. He was a little more. I don't want to say too right, because he was fighting with some Nazis out here, right? Like I don't know. I didn't see that. But I mean, just the mere fact, somebody doing that is not right.
Crazy.
Yeah, not right.
Bear with me here a second, guys. I'm trying to get some last.
Any
minute
help?
shit.
Anything I can do?
No, bro. It's just I'm trying to. I'm trying to get. No, that's fine.
Did you watch the video
Of the guy?
of the shit?
Yes, I did. I kind of didn't want, dude. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Freaking Instagram, Instagram had a lot of videos. I was kind of surprised because they usually censor all that stuff. Oh man.
Hey, loco.
Hopefully this doesn't spread any more than.
I was like, Johnny, la gente está bien loca.
Who said that?
That's a song.
Johnny, la gente está muy loca.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Trying to get some fiber in me, man.
See, it won't give me a.
So, what do you think about that little idea or revelation?
I saw. I
It's a
kind of
good-
understood. I understood what you're saying.
It's a good parallel, I think. What do you think?
I mean, those three guys just had to just. What do you call them when they get together?
Who? What three guys?
The Chinese, the Indians, and the Russians. They just had. I forget, they met up in China. What's it called? Anyway, I thought it was kind of retarded, bro.
Who?
This that the Chinese, the Russians, and the
it's not
Indians
gonna
are
be able
showing
to-
some type of union, like a show of force.
So,
like,
that's fine.
all three of us together.
I mean, it's serious business. It looks like 3 billion people together, no?
Yeah, but it's still good. It makes no sense, bro. Those three countries don't have anything in common, and they're like at each other's necks. Like,
All right.
Well, now they have something in common.
We'll just
well, they're only,
just get started.
Dislike for
that's the, but that's,
us.
I guess
that's the
y'all ready?
only thing.
I'm ready, yeah.
Ready? All right, we'll do. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the RC3 podcast. I am RC3. I am the host of the show, and we are having an emergency podcast. As everybody knows, conservative commentator, influencer Charlie Kirk was assassinated yesterday and was obviously killed. And the reverberations from that event are still being heard, and people are still debating what is next for the country. And with that said, I want to show you guys I want to invite my two guests here to give me their thoughts on the topic. With us today, Mr. Claudius. Y'all know him. He's our producer. And Mr. Candyman over here, he is a RC3 consistent presence. So yeah, guys. I mean, goddamn, what a
day.
what a week.
What a week, yeah.
What a week, man. What do you
Are we?
guys?
It's not even over yet, by the way.
Yeah, man.
We're still on Thursday. Yeah, we got one more day tomorrow.
Hump day.
Yeah,
So I want Candyman. What are
my thoughts?
What are your thoughts on the entire situation? I mean, I guess first I should say, my heart obviously goes out to the Kirk family, his wife, and his kids. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy. As somebody who never agreed with Charlie Kirk on, much of anything, nonetheless, you hate to see this kind of violence. And in America, the foundation is free speech. Our foundation as a country is free speech. If we get to a point where we're afraid to speak our minds and our beliefs due to fear of political retribution, assassination, we don't have a country anymore. And that's just the way it is. So again, my heart goes out to the Kirk family, his supporters. With that being said, nobody is above criticism. Nobody is above critique. And that's exactly what we're going to do, because this is America. And I want to hand it over to my guest here today, Mr. Candyman. You want to start us off on your thoughts on the entire situation?
Oh man, shocking. First of all, obviously it's with the use of internet and everybody having a little mini TV in their hand, social media, right? I mean, the whole thing was just shocking. A human being was killed, and I don't want to say live TV because I don't know if that's the thing anymore. What do we call it now? What should we?
Live in 4K, man.
Live in on 4K, right? Live on our phones, I guess. On our screen, yeah. So it was shocking, totally shocking, and it's still
just out of curiosity, what were you doing when it happened?
I was driving around, man. I was I saw your Facebook. I think I was out already. I was going home and I saw it, and I was just kind of shocked. And I still kind of am, to be honest. My kids went to school this morning, and my wife and I talked about it last night, and we had to talk about homeschooling, and that conversation came up again just because of all
the times, yeah,
the hate on both sides, not just one. I know people on either side like to blame the other side of hate, but the truth is, man, hate is hate, and but this is horrible. This is what a result of that, and it needs to cool off. Cool heads need to prevail, and it's great that you're doing this too. By the way, that you said what you said. A lot of people don't have the heart to say that. Like they literally just hate a person, but in this specific situation, what's at stake is freedom of speech. And freedom of speech is something that should everybody be, bound together to support, regardless of people that you don't like to hear, right? Like this person. I agree with some of his stuff. Some, I was like, not really. But it's freedom of speech was really attacked, right? And and fear of doing something, a freedom of speech was elevated, right? Which I don't think so. I do. Some people were a little more fearful. Me myself, to be honest, I didn't want to come on here. I was like, oh, I don't know. I was thinking about it until my wife. But I was like, oh, what happened? Like we're talking about situations. We're sharing our opinions about things, right? Like this person was, right? Especially you, Raul, right? You come on here and you get in here, you get in the mat with some of these guys, right? And some of these people. So this is what truly makes America great. Like, our share opinions, right? What we bring to the table individually and collectively, right? Like, I mean, unity is a very strong force, right? It's a very, very strong force. But it was just horrible, man, to say the least. And this person died. May he rest in peace, and his family, find some peace in these hard times. And I just hope that, we're able to come out better than this, which for some people, maybe they don't see it, but I mean, the one common factor that we all have is freedom of speech. It was attacked. You're left or right, it was attacked. And I think that's something that we can all get together, right, and move forward and, heal some wounds.
That's absolutely
right?
true.
Yeah.
Mr. Claudius, what are your thoughts on the situation?
Man, it just felt surreal, man. Like I read the headline, and I think the first headline I read was shots fired at Charlie Kirk event. So you're just like, nah, you're good, right? Like, and then they're like, no, Charlie was the one hurt, and you're like, oh shit. So and, you go online, and that video is pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And so we first found out that the shooting had happened, right?
Yeah.
Video started surfacing, but they wouldn't say right off the bat whether he had survived or not. So it took like a good couple of hours for it to finalize.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were still like holding on to hope, and we're still thinking that he might pull it off. But for those of us that actually saw the video, especially from the different angles that were coming out, because the first one that came out. Well, we'll talk about other conspiracy theories right now in a little bit.
Well, no, there's so much blood, but go ahead.
But the first video that came out was from far away.
Yeah.
And all you saw was the moment that the shot happened, his body recoiled, drove back, and he just fell back. You weren't able to see all the blood and all the gruesome stuff. But even at that point, when I saw it, you can tell it hit his neck. And I'm thinking to myself, man, there's no way anybody would have survived that, dude. So then, shortly after that, some other videos came out up closer, and those were the ones that we were like, man, right in the jugular too, man, like, right in the artery, bro. So like, yeah, he got, and what they're saying, a lot of people are saying that he was wearing a bulletproof vest, and that the bullet actually came at his chest, and then it hit it ricocheted and it went through his neck.
Really?
Yeah. And so some people are saying, some of the experts are saying that he might have survived if he wasn't wearing the bulletproof vest. Obviously, that's just speculation, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But I mean, a shot to the neck like that, you weren't going to survive that.
Wow.
And so shortly after that, people started coming online, on Twitter, and man, it's became a goddamn dumpster fire right away, man. You know, it was the Democrats, it was the left, right? And you know, to a certain extent, I could see why people would come to that conclusion. I mean,
Yeah,
I
of
feel,
course,
you know, that's the obvious conclusion, right? I mean, that's in, especially in the political atmosphere that we're in.
Yeah, some
Yeah, yes.
people. So I'm sorry, he saw me. Some people. I didn't think that. I think I was with you when you put that post. Hey, let's wait and see what's going on, right, before we start like pointing fingers. And I think that just brings back to a point where people are just like, there's two camps of war, right, of warriors, right, of people who are against each other, and so a fire happens in their camp. Hey, it's the other guys, right? It's the camp that they threw a freaking arrow with fire to our camp, right? Like,
Yeah.
it has to be them, but you just don't know, like, right? You gotta cool off the emotions and see what's going on before you jump the gun.
Right.
Yeah.
And so obviously, during the whole fog of war situation, people were trying to piece together exactly what happened, who was responsible. The first person of interest comes out, and it's an older white bald dude, right? And we find out an hour later it's actually not that guy. They apprehend somebody else.
Yeah.
Second person of interest
Nothing.
gets caught with a pellet gun, with a rifle pellet gun, which is a little strange, right?
Yeah.
Odd, right? It's odd that the first guy said that he did it. That's strange enough. Almost like diversion, And then it's odd that the second guy that they caught would have a rifle pellet gun.
Wow, I know that. That's crazy.
And so while all this is happening, the real guy's he's
Bouncing
getting
off.
away.
Yeah.
There was I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory because it is true, but there was a private jet about 12 minutes away from the university, from Utah University, and it took off about 30 minutes after the shooting, and they turned off their GPS tracking, and they turned it back on about 45 minutes into the air.
Where were they going?
Man, that's a good question.
It doesn't say.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah,
Like a foreign country might have done this?
Well, look,
to kind
man.
of get us brawling like we are. Like, I mean, I'm just speculating here. Obviously, we're all speculating, right? We don't know for a fact, but like, I mean, dude, this could be a perfect storm for, a foreign nation, which we have a lot of enemies out there.
Yeah, because I think it says that they only turned on the GPS when they were going back, and then the plane landed back. So for that duration period, they don't know where the plane was at.
Oh, so they turned it back on when they came back.
They had taken off in the air, and then within 30 minutes into the air, I think, or 45 minutes, they turned off the GPS. I think it was down for 45 minutes, and they only turned it back on when it was going to land.
But then they would just be able to ask the pilot.
Yeah.
Check up and ask them if there was anything. So I'm pretty sure they're following all those leads. If there's anything to that, again, these are just theories, right?
Yeah, correct.
It's
speculation.
It's speculation. But I think one undeniable thing is, and a lot of military experts are saying that this seems like a professional job. It seemed like a clean hit job. One of Charlie Kirk's friends was saying that they were getting information from foreign intelligence, so that foreign intelligence was involved in the investigation. Which I don't know. They could be, it could be just standard procedure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
ask around, like, hey, was it you guys or anything?
But then we did just talk about that private jet, right? So I mean, there's a lot of things that right now aren't making a lot of sense, man, and that's why it pisses me off. And maybe pisses me off is a strong word, because everybody's under a lot of emotions right now.
Correct.
Everybody's going through a lot of different emotions, especially conservatives, and I understand it. Like I didn't agree with a lot of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Of what he said, and just to be honest with everybody, I thought he said a lot of disgusting shit. When he came out and he was, he said something like, every time I'm on a plane and I see a black pilot, I basically like I get scared because I assume that he's just not qualified.
Oh,
dude. Like,
oh wow,
yeah, man. Like, just like.
But what's the context of that? I mean, we got
DI.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
but I felt like with a lot of these guys,
he was reckless.
He
was a little reckless. You mean?
Yeah, reckless. but I feel like with a lot of these guys, DEI was an excuse to just fly your freak flag, man. You know what I mean? Like they use DEI to just be able to say what they feel, what they really, really feel.
No.
Right? Like why would you assume because a black person he's underqualified?
Oh, it's no.
And and just a lot of different things, bro. Like when Nancy Pelosi's husband got fucking
Shot. Almost killed
with the attempted murder on his
yeah,
wife.
yeah.
Dude, this guy comes on like a like we know what they say, there ain't no kind of Christian love like Christian hate or something. What is that? What's that saying?
I'm not too sure.
Oh, like he spoke.
There ain't no kind of hate like Christian love or something like that, right? But he comes out saying that like a patriot needs to come out and bail Nancy Pelosi out. I mean the guy attempted murder out, and basically gave wind to the conspiracy that like it was some kind of gay altercation, right? And there was never any evidence of that, right?
Oh, that the husband's having an affair with a guy or something like that?
Yeah, and so there was never any evidence to that, but like it's just like forwarding like the most disgusting shit. And so yeah, man, so like I'm not gonna come up here and pretend like this, like
you didn't like the guy.
Like everything that people say about like glorifying him and making him seem like he's just like a great Christian guy, like all that shit is true. Like I'm not gonna lie to people and tell them that I think that this guy was a good guy.
No.
Just because people label him a Christian and a family man and all that stuff. I'm not gonna say that. But that's irrelevant.
Yeah, right now
at the end of the day, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because as a human being, this is gonna sound however it sounds, but as an American, as a human being, we lost one of our own.
Correct. No, you're not wrong for that. You're 100% right, and especially like you being in this industry, right? Of mass communication, you could say, right? Like he was mass communicating, right? And via the way he did it, right? Going to making rallies at universities, right? Freedom of speech, man. Something like I said, something I think we should all rally behind. That was attacked yesterday, and I just hope that we come together instead of coming apart, right? Even more. And yeah, you're right. Comments like, "Hey, it was the other guys." They don't help at all. Like it doesn't. We don't like. It's not gonna make it better. It's not gonna make his legacy of free speech. Even him. I mean, to a certain degree, I'm an optimist. You know this. I assume he wanted to, make this country better, right? Fix wrongs in his own way, of course, right? But nevertheless, he wanted like something better, like we do, like you do, like all of us do here, I believe, right? But in our own way and our own approach, like, hey, man, I don't think that's I don't think that approach is better. I think this approach is better, right? Or right, but obviously a little more probably heated, right? A little more emotional. And reckless too, obviously. The thing is, when you go ahead and do something, when you say, hey, I'm gonna go and be a soccer player or a baseball player or a football player or this and the other, guess what? There's a journey, bro. And in that journey, you're gonna fail, you're gonna do stupid stuff, you're gonna be reckless, you're not gonna, right? Like, I mean, like I'm speaking for myself, and I believe this is the case for many or all of them, right? Anybody who sets out to do something. I mean, I'm sure he was reckless in some things, right? But like we said earlier, it's not. This is just an attack on everybody, not just right.
Claudius,
him.
You have any thoughts on anything we're saying?
Nah, man. I mean,
yeah, you yourself weren't a fan of Kirk either. Or am I putting words in your mouth? You tell me.
No. I wasn't a fan of his. I'm not gonna say there was a few things I could agree with him, but I disagree with most of it.
So, like, let me ask you personally, man. Like,
yeah,
what some of the things that he said, some of the rhetoric that for you crossed the line?
Oh, that crossed the line?
Yeah.
I mean, it's because I can't. For example, you brought the pilot up. It was just the guy was personally. I feel like he was a rage baiter. Like I understood. I saw his videos from when he started, man. When it was just him setting up a table by himself on a campus. Like anybody that wanted to talk to him, like could come up, and eventually that evolved, and the crowd started getting bigger, and then, well, you see what it turned into at UVU. Like the amount of people that showed up. Like he went from sitting by himself at a table to
having like 30,000 people.
yeah,
I think,
like everybody. And I wasn't too familiar with his work, what he would do. What Turning Point was, I wasn't too familiar.
Yeah.
But
as a matter of fact,
yeah,
I used to I don't know why I started following that page on Facebook, and I unfollowed it because of some stuff I didn't like, right?
yeah.
And I didn't even know he started that page. I mean, I like we mentioned earlier before this started this podcast, like you agree with some stuff, you disagree with some stuff, right? I think the views now again, I think we had a conversation in this podcast where I didn't even know who the guy, like I wasn't really familiar with the guy. I saw him in a clip or something. So I'm not very familiar with him, obviously. I don't follow him, right? I'm not like I don't know him. I just don't know him that well, I guess. I just know the fact that he spoke his mind, like we are right now.
Yeah. Like
Right, that's all I know.
Right.
And it's
like
he got attacked, yeah.
Yeah, like he spoke his mind, and I guess a lot of people that would come up to talk to him didn't agree with
him.
But you know, when those individuals would like come up and ask him a question at campus and stuff, a lot of them were like very unprepared. So this guy, his whole thing was just to like dunk on people. Like
I felt like a lot of them were already like triggered, or they were already angry.
Yeah.
And he saw that and was just like, okay, like let me feed more into their anger. And it would start a lot of like back and forth essentially because of that.
Yeah.
You think it was like more like content creation than like actual meaningful dialogue?
I would watch it.
To try and get views, you think?
I don't know if I'm being honest. I would watch it.
It's hard to know.
And
only he would know, right?
I would agree that it started as content, but it evolved into something much bigger.
Yeah, because
it definitely did.
In the beginning, when he first started, I agree. Like he was very more like I just felt like he was more open, very like, okay, let me hear your opinion or whatever. Now, as he got bigger, I just felt like he was just very closed off, and it was like, no, what I'm gonna say is what it's gonna go or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, I still don't wish this on him. Like, don't wish this on anybody. But I mean, yeah, like I just felt like as he got more known, he was just more like, oh, okay, like kind of like he had the stage. So it was like, okay, like it's my stage basically.
No. You know, I actually feel the opposite. You know, I saw a lot of Charlie Kirk debates.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a lot of Charlie Kirk debates because he was a formidable debater.
Okay.
Like, you know, y'all can go online and y'all can search the debates that he had with Kyle Kalinske. He had a debate with Hassan Piker. He had a debate with Sam Cedar. Now, these are like big time leftists, right? And to be honest, you know, I thought he lost all of those debates, but he debated. Like he debated, right? Like, I respect the shit out of that, right? Like, I invite a lot of MAGA guys on here, and a lot of them don't do it. But the ones that do come in here, I respect the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, a lot of people write their identities on their beliefs, and when their beliefs are pressed, it triggers a lot of what's the word? Anger, right?
Emotion,
right? And and Charlie Kirk, even though he was wrong about a lot, he was a good debater. He wasn't the best debater. Like, I think he built an entire empire on uneducated college freshmen.
Uneducated college freshmen,
sophomores who are just barely, getting their mental, their intellectual bearings,
their feet
about them. And I think a lot of that made him look like he was like some kind of conservative wrecking ball that was just destroying people. Charlie Kirk destroys,
Is that how they were titled?
Pink-haired college kid or something. And what is a woman, right? And then they give some.
So from what I
some bullshit answer because there's a lot of stupidity in that area.
Yeah.
But that's how he gained his popularity. Listen, bro. I mean, I'm not hating, man. Like, that's a smart way to do things, bro. Yeah. And look, 31 years old, this guy 31? Charlie Kirk, 31 years old, and he had a network that's unbelievable, man. He had a straight phone call line to the president of the United States.
Yeah. He built an empire. Man,
he built an empire because he was able to deliver a tangible service, dude. Gen Zers, college kids, young people voted for Trump
Because
this election more
partly
than
because
any other time ever voting for a Republican.
yes, that's a great point that I wanted to follow up with. That's exactly like why he was such a big importance, I believe, to the president, because he like I was reading or watching a documentary about this or something like that, or somebody or something, a video about this, where like Trump in this election, he really rallied the young vote, right? Like like a lot of young voters came out and voted for him, like or new 18-year-old kids, right, who just barely got their right to vote, and largely it's because of people like him or him. I don't know how much of him, but like I mean, he was really rallying that that demographic, right? And I mean, I don't know if maybe he was targeted because of that, right? Because like, hey, it's your fault that we got the president. I mean, I'm assuming here, obviously, but obviously
Yeah,
he was a big
we
deal
don't know. Yeah.
in the right in the right. But yeah, man, it's.
Claudius, any thoughts?
I mean, going back to what he built, man. I mean, I didn't know what Turning Point USA was, right? So I've actually been looking into what it all was, and then they built across 3,500 universities across the U.S. like a Turning Point, like on campus kind of thing. So students had access to, like, he grew his following at universities. I'll be the first to say, man, when I was in school, like all my teachers were leftists. I didn't realize this until actually like after I left.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, everything that they were teaching. And I think it got to the point where I feel as if like one side had the university school system secured through like professors and stuff to teach a certain kind of way. And this guy went and got himself inside like every university to kind of counter that, right? That's what he built, but I mean he turned it into a complete empire, and I mean he was good at what he did.
Yeah,
he was good at it. Like he was probably the best in what he did.
I mean, adding to the that he was good at what he did. Just the reaction that we're getting from MAGA
right now,
kind of lets you know. No, not like as we speak, but I'm just saying, in around the country.
Okay, gotcha.
The reaction that we're getting from MAGA and how hard they're taking it shows you just what kind of an impact that he had on a lot of these people's lives.
Yeah. Well, that's and to piggyback on that, right? I think more people like him. Well, hopefully, right, for this, come out for him, like him. And the reason, even if we, I know you guys kind of, didn't like him, obviously, but for the mere fact of free speech, right? Like, hey, they knock one of us down, we're not going to be afraid, right? We're going to do what we think, right? And, but at the same point, like, I mean, I don't know if there's going to happen again, and then it happens again, then people really start getting more emotional about it, and, something. I'm gonna go ahead and say the C word. The CW.
What's the C word?
Civil War.
Oh.
I don't want to say it. I mean, but like, that's pretty much with two sides, two ideas of two groups of people really don't like each other, right?
Well, look, just
that's like the end, right? End of the road. That's where another.
Just real quick, just to add a quick talking point to this conversation. Nancy Mace today, she says it sounds like the shooter was a tranny or pro tranny. Law enforcement tonight, that's
just reckless.
We have no idea who the shooter is.
That is just reckless. That's just reckless. Who's that? Right, lady?
She's a conservative, like a congresswoman.
That is like reckless. It just like adding fuel to the fire, maybe to get attention. I don't know why they do that, but like it's reckless behavior, maybe to make their viewers more like, I don't know,
obviously more
to get more support.
Look at this. 30 minutes ago.
How much views?
This is from Ron Filipowski. Bo Mason, the head of Utah's Department of Public Safety, told NBC's Breaking Chesky tonight that authorities have absolutely no idea about the identity and location of Charlie Kirk's killer. A remarkably definitive statement. The clip just aired on MSNBC.
How long ago?
30 minutes ago.
Lord Almighty.
So what they're saying, dude,
They don't know.
they're fucking clueless about anything about this
So
killer.
let's start speculating.
Well, I mean,
Before-
first of all, as a
Before
country,
we get to the speculation, I want to linger more on like
What's going on?
how the leaders are failing this. Because this Nancy Mace lady, I mean, this is just a fucking test case in like failure, in leadership failure.
Well, weren't we watching like a podcast earlier about, or like some guy that one of your podcasters that you watch, that supposedly they had fired the head of the FBI there in Utah, that's why they don't know like what to do, because that they could have had a better like control on this? Or you didn't hear that earlier?
No.
You didn't hear that earlier? Look into that, because I had in one of the podcasts that we were listening to earlier, I had heard one of the guys saying that supposedly it was a lady actually. She was the head of the FBI division there, I guess, based out of Utah, and supposedly they had demoted her, and she just decided to resign, and they hadn't, I guess, put in somebody to take the lead. So I guess they're trying to like blame that on that, in the sense of like there would have been better like control at the university or something. That's what I heard. I don't know if you had heard it or not.
I hadn't heard of that.
but I mean, we just started. Hopefully, this dies down in a couple of weeks or a couple of days. But if rhetoric or talking points like that come out, I mean, it's
So check this out. Libs of TikTok. This is a huge conservative podcaster. This has 2.8 million views. She tweeted out, "This is war."
who said that?
This content
A
creator,
conservative
Libs,
guy?
yes. Joey Manorino, again another conservative influencer. The Democrat Party must be classified as domestic terror organization, and their members leaders treated accordingly.
The crazy part about this.
Enough is enough. Hold on, I want to read a
Okay, go
couple
ahead.
more. Gunther Eagleman, another influencer, 400,000 views. They've declared war. I want you guys to notice an ongoing trend pattern in these things. They keep saying they.
Like
They
they're
don't know
not
who-
Americans.
They don't know who the fuck they is. But so Brian Eastwood.
Other Americans, I would assume. But,
Another
yeah, that's
115,000 views. Charlie Kirk getting shot is the shot heard around the country. I'm ready for civil war. You want to fight, and you're going to get it. Oilfield Rando, another 200,000 views. I don't want the National Guard sent to Democrat cities anymore. I want the Air Force sent. Sean Davis, 100,000 views. When Democrats lose elections, they couldn't steal. They murder the people.
where are you reading this from?
Twitter.
Twitter.
Patrick Casey, it's time to bring the hammer down on the left. Matt Forney, Charlie Kirk being assassinated is the American Reichstag fire. Listen to this, because I want to talk about the Reichstag fire right now. It's time for a complete crackdown on the left. Every Democratic politician must be arrested and the party banned under RICO. Every libtard commentator must be shut down. Stochastic terrorism, they cause this.
Well, yes, that's exactly what I was going to tell you guys. It's dangerous because our president right now, like, pushed that yesterday when he came out. Did you guys see that? Like, he talked to the country via YouTube, Facebook, I don't know where. And
Totally
he said
AI,
this, like,
yeah,
hey,
go ahead.
we're gonna huh?
It's totally AI, but go ahead.
It was?
No, it looks like it.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories because of the way the video looks, bro.
Have
Like,
you paid attention to the video?
No, I haven't.
watch
Pay
the video.
attention
I was
to
just
it.
listening to it. I was driving and
a
listening.
little too much.
Like,
man. I don't-
Not
I
only
don't
that,
agree
like
with
he's just very. His arms don't look a part of his body. He's just very like this. Like,
never blinks throughout the 4
Yeah.
minutes. Like, the video's very choppy. It looks very AI-ish, bro.
it looks. Yeah,
And
the
then
quality
today-
looks-
And then today he has a live event for 9/11 commemoration, and like half of his face is like fucking melted, bro. Like,
Yeah, I saw
like
that.
there's pictures of it, bro. Like, he
Yeah.
looks terrible, man.
So you think something's up with him?
A lot of people think
You
he
think
had a
he's
stroke.
pressured or something? Dude, I mean,
We should look at
being in that
Well,
position.
he's fucking
as
80 years
pres-
old, dude.
Well, not just that. Being a president is super stressful. Have you seen pictures of before and after of Obama?
Yeah.
the gray
like-
hairs.
I mean, and not just him. I mean, look at
Everybody.
Biden, bro. I mean, the dude was already beat up before we went there. I mean, dude, look, he lost a son, bro. And this is reality. After losing a family member, after losing a son,
wife first before
A
that.
wife
His
first, and
yeah.
then he was younger. Your body takes stress. That's not that bad.
The right
I think it's
side
just a
of the
picture.
face.
So, like,
Not
anyways,
bad.
dude. I mean, say what you say, bro. Biden
It's
was
pretty bad, dude.
Biden was done after. Like, the dude was just
No
like
doubt about it.
mentally stressed out. He was just like flushed.
He's
Right.
tired, bro. He's old.
They should
Well,
put a fucking age limit on being the president.
Yeah,
bro.
they should absolutely. So, it's it's crazy, bro. Like the stress that this has, and not to mention this is just domestic. That's not that's not talking about the worldwide issues that Russia, China, possibility of war, whether we want to say it or not, right? Like we want to talk about it, which is I don't know why it's not getting a lot of attention, right? Like, hey, China's getting ready to build up the military, right? Freaking Russia they're poking Poland, right? Flying over.
Yeah. Let's bring it back to the,
Yeah.
the Kirk situation. What
Going back.
I know you're
But
chomping
what
into
you said,
bits
though,
over
was
there.
like, I was thinking of something.
Don't tell me you were chomping into bits. I call on you and then you just forget.
I think so, man.
What time is it? It's late, man. It's like 9 o'clock.
We're talking about
Pastor- We're older man.
shit.
No, but let's. I mean,
Continue.
I'll talk.
Yeah,
and
go
maybe
ahead,
something
go
will.
ahead. Yes.
So going back to like the kind of rhetoric that we're seeing right now, right? The
Divisive.
divisive. Well, have y'all heard of the Reichstag fires?
No.
Yes. All right.
Well, actually, you explained to me earlier.
Look, this is a quick summary, man. And look, this is part of why I wanted to have this podcast. And you said earlier, emergency podcast or what? I'm like, you know what? We weren't gonna have a podcast until next weekend because we did 12 episodes. 12 episodes already, man. We did 12 episodes, and we're calling that the first season, and we ended that last one with a bang, right?
With this guy?
with old Jake Vargas.
Oh, Lord.
Drag his ass
What's
outta
his
here.
name? Jake?
Jake Vargas.
What's his real name?
Jake Vargas.
What does he go by?
But he calls himself Jake Var.
Why?
Jake Barr.
Yeah,
What's wrong with Vargas?
trying to whitewash himself a little
His name
bit.
is Joaquin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he wouldn't want people to know that.
But
El Chapo.
but so yeah, so I was gonna be on vacation for like 2 weeks,
Oh, Lord.
and then this stuff happens, man, and it's like something that you got to talk about, and like I felt kind of pressed to like we have to do this because I'm kind of scared about what comes next, man. Like,
Yeah.
So we talk about leadership, right?
Correct.
And we talk about just complete failure in leadership, man. Like,
So you don't think the president is going to cool this off? You think he's just going to like put,
we don't know
fuel to
yet.
the flame?
Don't you think
I-
he would have already?
I feel like that's a rhetorical question.
Well, no.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
What do you think?
What do I? Go
This-
ahead.
This assassination feels a little different. Like
Huh.
seeing someone get assassinated in broad daylight, like get shot through the neck. It feels like we've crossed.
The Rubicon.
Yeah, like there was a line in the sand that we didn't know was there, but we just not we as in us, but like it was just stepped over. Because my initial reaction when I saw this guy, when I saw what happened to Charlie, I was like, okay, like that's messed up, man. Somebody took it a little too far. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, you can't. But
Lack of responsibility on people.
but
yeah.
it just feels like people are they're angry at what they did to Charlie. So like it feels like we've crossed the line that we didn't know was there, but it's been crossed now, and now you have to wait to kind of see what the other side is going
Well,
to.
the president already came out. He's already blaming the media.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
He's
don't think
not.
he would have already made it
well,
better? And he's
and
not.
the left.
It just started yesterday. I mean, there's more to come, I believe.
I wouldn't call it civil war, but civil unrest, like attacks between maybe
Left and right.
Like what we had in the 60s.
yeah. Because look, we have to like if we're gonna call it a civil war, we have to define what a civil war is, and the civil war is a war between civilians versus, in this case, would be the federal government.
Well,
And-
civilians too.
No. Like the civil, like if it's a civil war, the federal government has to take a side. So this, if we're gonna call it a civil war, then the federal government has to fight whoever its enemies are, and I guess in this case would be the Democrats on the left. And that's not. I hope. That's
Yes,
not
I
what
hope
would
so too.
happen.
I hope so too, but
Don't think that's what would happen.
yeah.
Now, we can call it civil unrest. I believe that more people are going to die before this is over. Like there'll be more political attempts or assassinations.
Man, it makes me think: was the American experiment just a dream? Like, there's no way that people can live with such freedom.
No. But
I don't know.
I think about that all the time too.
I think because we cannot live with free speech because somebody's bound to get pissed off and do something stupid like this, and then just kind of have a domino effect where the whole house falls.
I agree, and it feels like the situation is intense.
It's kind of sad, I guess.
But the country's been here before. We haven't been here.
We haven't been here
through
before.
it, but the
Correct.
country's been at the stage
That's
where
right.
it's ready to.
That's why we need a history major, man.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, like the people rose up against the King of England, right?
But here's one thing that I just kind of disagree though, man.
What's up?
Americans in 2025 just have a different constitution, a personal constitution,
Yeah,
than Americans in the 60s, than Americans in the 1700s, in the 1800s,
exactly.
man. Like, we're just not as grounded
So
as we were back in the day to be able to like stick to the American, core, to the American principles, American Constitution, right? And let me and just to buttress my point, the fact that you have an entire party almost in unison, along with the president, blaming one side of the aisle before we even know who the fucking killer is.
Yeah,
is proof of that. Like it's right now people are playing for pure power.
correct.
Pure power, right? And I'm not saying that we've never been here before,
Yeah,
but I do think that we have just a mass of Americans that are just very, very uneducated. That if I say, do you guys know what the Reichstag fire is? Everybody Google the Reichstag fire. And let me just give you just a quick summary of what that is. The Reichstag fire happened on February 27th, 1933, when Germany's parliament building in Berlin was set ablaze. A Dutch communist, Marinus van der Lubbe, was arrested and blamed, but many believe the Nazis staged it as a false flag. The fire gave Hitler, here's where it gets important. The fire gave Hitler the excuse to push through the Reichstag fire decree, suspending civil liberties and allowing mass arrests of political opponents.
Yeah.
Within weeks, the Enabling Act, Google the Enabling Act, gave him near dictatorial powers.
Well, the thing about Germany and us, the major difference is that they were in shambles, like completely. So we're not in total despair either, right? So that's a huge difference. Like, I hope the president doesn't do this. I want to say I hope he doesn't, but given that he's really he really leans into people who he's like, we call it compadrismo here in the valley, right? Like, hey, he's my buddy, right? I'm gonna back him up. I'm gonna go out there and sell Tesla, right? He's very transactional.
I'm gonna make the White House lawn a fucking Tesla parking lot.
Yeah, he's a very
UFC
transactional guy, obviously, right? Like, hey, you're my buddy, you take care of me, I'm gonna take care of you, type of guy, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, this guy took care of him, this. Rest in peace, Charlie. Right? Obviously, he really supported the president, and
his movement. It was big, man.
It was big. Yeah.
He accomplished what he set out to do, the movement. But
so back to your point, yeah, I think it's dangerous, man. I hope he backs off. I hope it doesn't get any bigger, but
all the tweets you just read, that's just dangerous rhetoric.
Yeah.
Because we don't know who the shooter is.
Correct.
So
maybe the Russians.
They're not even making it about the reason why this particular individual assassinated Charlie Kirk. They're making it about the left and the right. I want to believe that you have to find out what the motive was before you start
blaming,
pointing
fingers.
But just going back real quick to the we were talking about Civil War,
correct?
Right. Just as a point of fact, a point of interest, around 9 to 10% of Americans fought the Civil War. So that's all you need to fight a civil war in a country. 10%.
But I would assume the rest, or a large majority of the rest, were support farmers, manufacturers, service.
Correct.
All right.
But I'm saying like the violence only happened between 9 to 10% of civilians.
But yeah.
I mean, so all you need is a tiny minority of a population to engage in civil war.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like if there was civil conflict, you can say it's happening on one end of the country and not the other.
But
like,
looking at the larger scope of pictures, man, I think we have to be careful in this, because who benefits more than us fighting with each other? Our enemies, our foreign enemies. Russia, China, whoever, right? North Korea, they benefit from this. So that talk should be far, and I don't know. It's a dangerous time, man. It's always a dangerous time.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying, and I agree with what Raul said. I don't think the battle's been defined what it is right now. Like, I guess there's a battle between what direction people want the country to go in. Do they want to go in the left, or do they want to go in the right direction? And I don't think that's been defined yet.
That's a very, very good point. Because so right now we're at a point where I don't think Americans know what they want. They just hate the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've seen on the left, with the loud ones, right? I've seen on the left people glorifying in this guy's death.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean,
it's disgusting.
Why?
It's disgusting.
And I've seen again on the right people already calling for civil war.
Kill the other side,
after not even knowing
disgusting
the facts of the case.
Correct.
Right? So here's the thing, man. Those are the loud ones.
Yeah.
But the loud ones are the ones that start the wars.
Yeah.
The loud ones are the ones that suck up all the oxygen out of the room.
They're the ones that start the riots.
But we're the important ones, not us here in this room. The ones who have a vested interest in seeing our country continue to succeed.
Yeah.
Not these fucking flamethrowers on the left and on the right. The ones who, those of us that have kids, that have decent jobs,
They want a future for
that
their
have
kids.
that have relationships with people, the ones that thrive in our communities, the ones that try to do our best to make shit happen, dude. Like the ones doing our best to live the American dream, right? We have a vested interest in seeing this country succeed and continue. So these motherfuckers, like the ones that I just read to you, and these other motherfuckers are glorifying in Charlie Kirk's death, those are the enemies, right? And it's up to us to keep our cooler heads, to keep our wits about us, right? And not to fall into the same fucking trap. It's hard for me to fucking do it, man, because y'all see the way they come on my comment section, man. You know. But to this day, man, I haven't deleted a single motherfucker, bro, because I believe in freedom of speech, man, and I'm gonna hold on to that shit, dude. Because I get some pretty.
But there's a line, man. There's a line, and when people start threatening your life, and I mean, it's not just your life. It's the people that depend on your life. So it's very important that we're cautious about this. As if you're a left guy or a right guy, whatever way you lean. And unfortunately, Jesus, man, this man Charlie, he exercised that right, and he suffered a horrible consequence that I hope ends with him. And hopefully he was a Christian man, right? And I hope that his wish, if this ever happened, was for a better United States, for a more united United States. And like I said, man, I think freedom of speech is something we could all, rally around and support. And that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is people just throw stones at each other until there's none of us left.
But look, to add to
I'll
that,
tell you one thing. If we're weak, bro, once we're weak, it's going to come in. Our enemies, Russia, China, they're freaking North Korea, whoever else is. And then guess what? I believe, I don't know, I'm not into foreign politics that much, but I would assume some of our friends, as soon as they see the power reduced, bro, they're going to jump right in with the winner, dude.
Well, we'll talk more about like foreign interests in a little
Sorry,
bit.
I keep going that
before
way.
before we end the podcast, we'll end with that. But what I was gonna say, and I want to get your thoughts on this, because I think as a historian, like I want you to think out loud about what I'm gonna say right now. Like the fact that it's up to us to not fall for the pick a side bullshit,
No.
right? Because there's more of us
Correct.
that are here in the middle, and you feel like the push every single day. Maybe not saying it verbatim, but telling you it's time to pick a side. Pick a side. You're either the side of the degenerate transgenders, or you're on the side of like us patriots or whatever the fuck, right? I mean, you feel that push every single day, man. But we got to push back against that shit, bro. And we got to push back against that shit. And you say, and the key is saying, listen, man, like I'm not on either one of you crazy people's sides. Like I'm on the side of the Constitution. Because without the Constitution, we don't have a country. And I was explaining this to somebody who I love very, very, very much. And I told him the Constitution is to protect you from people that don't like you, and to protect people that you don't like from yourself. Because it's easy to point the gun when you got the power. Easy to point the gun. But what happens inevitably when it's the other guy with the gun? You're going to regret having cut off all the laws, all your protections to go after that guy, because eventually that barrel turns back on you.
Yeah.
And that's why we have the fucking Constitution. And I get sick and tired of explaining this basic principle to people, man. You get rid of that shit because you hate the fucking liberals or the transgenders. You get rid of the Constitution.
It's in Proverbs.
Then what's going to protect you?
It's in Proverbs. It's when you roll a ball for others to dump on, eventually it's gonna roll back on you, right? So yeah, exactly, and especially this point.
The historian.
Yeah.
And it's because I want to say like over 90% of the people here don't even know like the preamble to the Constitution.
I don't.
No, that's the problem, bro. Like even the just the beginning, like we the people.
That's all everybody knows.
Yeah, like, but after that, it's just like, here's the thing, man. It's become like a tribal nation, like
tribal nation. Okay.
Yeah, like hyper fucking polarization.
Yeah.
Like you turn on the TV and like someone's trying to pull you to one side,
correct,
and the other guy's trying to pull you to the other.
Come to my side.
And it just creates this rage inside people that
correct. Yep.
Like
it's a good point.
It's the other side's fault, and the other side's like, nah, it's your fault. Like,
you know who's? Oh, go ahead.
We've kind of forgotten what came before it. Like, as it's just a pattern. As generations die off, you forget what came before you. You know, like
you forget why the wall's there.
Yeah, and then history repeats itself, and
yeah.
I feel like going back to what we were saying earlier, like we haven't been here ourselves, but so like the first battle was between the people against the King of England, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gain independence, right? The second battle came at the Civil War. Like you got to understand how bad things must have been for like the southern states to say, I'm declaring war against the northern states.
It was a fight. It was a war that pitted brother against brother.
Exactly.
And,
The third time we fought each other, not we as in us, but you people in the U.S. was during civil rights. I think it was like 1970 or 1971 that the FBI, there was like 2,000 bombings in the U.S. Like, can you imagine like 2,000 bombings in a year, 365 days a year? Like how many bombings were going off? Like, and it wasn't even like terrorists. Like you can't say like, oh, it was like people from, no, it was just like people within the U.S. like
who didn't like
like they didn't like what was it? And we're at the next one. Like we're actually living through like history in our time, man. Like,
and that brings a good point. And to your point earlier too, Raul, I think it's a lack of self-responsibility. Like me, when I see Fox or I see CNN, they're saying some crappy negative stuff that's making me feel negative about certain people, I turn it off. Because those people are a business, right? And it's my responsibility as a human being to know what's right and wrong. that's right, that's wrong, right? Like what this guy's saying is wrong, what this guy's saying is wrong, right? And it's my responsibility to avoid that, not to get entangled with that. So, and then what happens here is, when you don't take responsibility of your own, you lose your freedoms, right? Like a little kid, right? Or a person who can't pay his bills or goes in bankruptcy. What does the government do? Right? They take control. They take their freedom away, their financial freedom away, right? Because they weren't responsible, for that. So, I mean, the same way, dude, you best believe if we don't take care of our freedom of speech, it will be taken away, right, by somebody. And I hate to say it, bro, but people get used to that, used to crap, right? And it's right now we have that ability, that power. It's a power. It's a power of influence, right? I mean, you're doing it right now, right? You're people who listen to you, who agree with you, right? And people who don't disagree with you, but you're doing it.
But do you really think it is a power to have that freedom of speech right now? Because I feel like a lot of people are also very intimidated and scared to even speak their mind. Because I saw a post the other day earlier where she's like, how are we supposed to teach our kids to stand up for themselves, to say what they believe in and stuff like that, when
this happens?
Someone that was in the public figure get assassinated in front of everybody. Like, so it's like, how do you want to teach that to your kids when adults, or that's what's happening to adults? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, do you really want to teach them that because that's what you want them to have?
You might put them in danger.
But at the same time, like, you're just putting them in danger. So it's one of those things where it's like, do we really have the freedom of speech right now? Because look at what's happening.
It's hard. It's a choice.
Freedom. I mean, there's freedom of speech, and then there's like people who use freedom of speech to, like, as a cover to just like create hate, like
to kind of like word vomit and just say
like a business.
Yeah. And this is
like
just
CNN and Fox.
This is something that's like been building up over like a long time, like a few years, man. I mean, look, like a few years back, I think they were trying to like kidnap the Michigan governor or something like that.
Whitmer?
Yeah, Gretchen Whitmer. They were trying to kidnap her, and then the politicians up in Minneapolis, that the guy went up to their home and like shot them.
Just as a cop. Yeah. This happened in June.
Yeah,
just as a cop. And
Paul Pelosi a few years back. So this is like, I think we're at a boiling point, or we've reached that boiling point.
Today there was a bomb threat at the DNC.
Yeah, that was today. And last summer they tried to assassinate Donald Trump. This summer they assassinated Charlie Kirk. And I mean, it's just something that's been building over. The assassinations are becoming more high profile.
Hey, here's since we're talking about the way these things are happening on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. One thing that I'm not going to allow myself to get gaslighted on is I'm not going to be told, or I'm not going to be lectured by anybody that it's your side that is, committing all the political violence. And I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to be lectured like that, because dude, we have a president who just last week tweeted out basically Chicago is going to find out why we changed it to the Department of War. The fuck? Are you kidding me? And then with a picture of that movie Apocalypse Now, where he says, like, I love waking up to the smell of napalm. And he basically said, I love waking up to the smell of deportations. Just like, not to mention, like 2 months ago when Alligator Alcatraz opened up, and they were like
it's not impacting real people's lives,
and they were like, "You're right, man."
I'm running back to get into.
Oh, okay. And they were like, "Scare me, bro!" Like, somebody coming in here armed or something.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'm looking that way too. It's real. It's real. What happened yesterday is very real, and we're feeling it.
Yeah, bro. It's like
Or a fucking Southern Civil War hat on that apocalypse.
Yeah, bro. Like
Apocalypse
some AI picture of him with a Civil War hat, dude. This is a president of the United States.
You put
bro.
that up?
Yeah, dude. Like, you're gonna lecture us about like the other sides of it? Shut the fuck up.
So you think,
dude.
and so you think he's doing this, and I suspect this. It's a suspicion. It's my opinion. It's a possibility. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. Can't get in his head. You think he wants more power?
Of course,
bro. I hope that's a rhetorical question.
I'm not positive.
How do you not think that?
I try to be optimistic about this. You know,
that's very, very optimistic, man.
I kind of.
So what makes you think that this is not a power play?
Well, first of all, I mean, I don't know if he shot the guy, right? But is he taking advantage of the situation? He really believes that, like, anything that's not in his, in his favor is not real.
Yeah, that's psychotic, dude.
Right? So, but dude, he has, I don't know, man. I think he's playing a dangerous sport because people within his own party to get power in his world, in my opinion, means somebody else has to lose it, right? And in this case, people from his side as well, I would assume, won't be happy either. Like, hey, dude, this guy's taking power from the left, but also us.
But do you think he cares?
Think he cares? Well, he should, because I mean, we're talking about, what do you call that? Like, when people have like theories or assumptions about things, what do you call that? Well, people, like John F. Kennedy, right? People assume conspiracy theories, yes, right? John F. Kennedy. People think that it was their own that did that to him. So I mean, I don't know, bro. I think he's dangerous, but pues, it's an assumption, it's an opinion, obviously.
Right? Here's my only advice to Democrats and to liberals. Don't fall for the fucking trap, man. Don't make them
people in general.
Don't make them correct. Well, especially, but I'm speaking right now to the left and to liberals, because those are the ones that are being told that are the violent ones. Don't make them correct by looking like an idiot and posting stupid shit like being happy about like political assassinations. Pull yourself together. At the same time, don't be gaslit. Defend yourself. Don't let them tell you and lecture you that they make you feel like you're the one who's out of line. Stand up for yourself, man. Like the fact of the matter is, if you actually count down all the political acts of violence in this country in the last 40 years, majority's been done by radical right wingers. It's a fact, man. That's a fact. We're not going to take lectures about violence from these people. I'm not.
Yeah, but
you don't want to go down the road.
Right.
You don't want to go down the road, man, where you're falling for the bait. You don't fall for the bait, but don't get pushed around by these guys. Don't let it happen. Claudius.
I don't know, man. The situation's intense. I have no idea where.
I'm a Christian, bro. Give me the cheek.
So speaking of that,
that's.
So I was talking again. Somebody I love with all my heart. Love this man with all my heart.
Thank you. You have to say, everybody, what do you feel about me?
Again, he's a Christian man, and we're talking about the Constitution, right? And we're talking about Christian values and all this and that. And I told him, and he was telling me that the country is the way it is because we've abandoned God. Okay, that's a theory, right? A lot of Christians believe that. And I tell him, well,
I mean, just to that point, like, I'm a Christian, right? I believe everything good comes from God, right? And I could, reference the 10 Commandments, right? How, right? No, don't murder, don't steal, don't be a false witness, honor your mother and your father, right? How these things, like, positively help people, me included, right? Like, so how I'm a better neighbor, how I'm a better husband, a better son, a better father, a better husband. I mean, I I'm a human being just like you. Like all of us, we're all human beings, and just like all of us, we have the options to do good or not. Like I have that option. I feel like exactly what you guys feel. All of you guys here. But guess what? I try. I'm not perfect. I don't think nobody is for that matter either. But like the mere fact that you turn away, from temptations, right? All this stuff, like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you
let me finish
go ahead,
the point I was gonna make real quick about this man. So we started talking about the Bible, right?
Yeah.
And he says like he's telling me that we need Bible rule in this country, right? And I tell him, well, I think our government is in the situation it is because they don't follow the Constitution. Like we don't live in a theocracy. Like we don't live by Bible rule. We live by a document called the Constitution. That's the contract that we've made between ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And inherently, by being born as Americans, that's our social contract, is the Constitution. Right. We don't live in like I said, in a theocracy. And I asked him very simply, like, if you had a choice, and this is a very controversial subject, right? Because we get into when I joined my current job, I had to make an oath to the Constitution to defend her against my enemies, foreign and domestic. When somebody tells me, when I ask them if they would rather live under the Constitution or under the Bible, and they say the Bible, I have to question myself. If shit hit the fan in this country, when it comes to my oath, would that person be an enemy? Because anybody who wants to do away with the Constitution, according to the Constitution, is an enemy.
Yeah.
But just because we call them Christians, we see them as like, wanting, I guess, having the better interest of the country because we're a Christian country. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro, but you're playing a very dangerous game. This is the fucking Taliban, dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're playing with our country. You're playing with our foundation, with our core. And with all due respect to your personal beliefs, don't come around me with that shit, man. Because I don't respect that. Like, I respect for me, the measure of the man or the measure of the woman is how you treat others. Is your example in life. Is the way you choose to live your life in your community, what you do. If somebody comes at me and says, I'm a pastor, I'm a reverend, I'm a imam or whatever, what's your point? What's your point? Like you don't get extra points because you have some kind of title as some religious leader.
What you do.
Right? Like it's what you do. That's what I care about. Like that's and it's just like, and it should be vice versa.
No.
Right? Like, I come at you and I can have all of these labels, but if I'm a piece of shit, then that's who I am, man. Like, we got to disabuse ourselves of like the idea that because you have this label as some like religious person that you automatically have the best interest. I'm sorry, man, but if you come to me and you say that you would rather live under the Bible than under the Constitution, you are an enemy. That sounds harsh.
No,
but what would you call it? As a Christian man, like
if we wanted to do away with the Constitution,
when I asked the question, would you rather live under biblical rule or under constitutional rule?
Well, I mean, first of all, we're not from this world, right? That's what Jesus said. Like we're here, but we're not. Like no, it's true.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
I'm just messing around.
No, like, right? Like, so we just, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, we're not, like...
we are in this world right now.
We are in this world right now. Yeah, you have to live with it. You have to be the light, right? Like, and you're the light by doing, like, what you said, by doing it. By turning away, hey, everybody's, killing this guy or kicking this guy to death. Hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn away, right? Like, that, and people be like, what? Hey, everybody's stealing, right? Hey, why are you not stealing, right? Hey, no, because, God commanded me not to do that, and that's not good, right? That's not good for, to live in peace with your neighbor, for example, right? Like, and people are like, what, right? Like, so that you're light of what you do. People follow what you do, not what you say, right?
Yeah.
Your kids, the same thing. But I mean, I to answer your question about the Constitution, I I don't know, man.
Constitutional rule.
We live in this country, right? You have to follow this country.
No,
Whatever.
It's not even.
You don't think so?
See, no. When the founding fathers drafted the Constitution, here's the thing, man. If you go back to the very beginning,
Who's the pastors right here? Those who brought in, I feel like they'll have really good answers to this.
man, religion has wrecked like history across the world from the very beginning.
I think the
Organized
extremists,
yeah.
Organized religion.
the extremist religious.
No. Every war that's fought was for one reason or another. It was based. The U.S. has never fought a war based on religion, right? So because the founding fathers, they made, when they drafted the Constitution, it says that all people are endowed by their Creator. They don't define who that Creator is because they understood that I might believe in one Creator, he might believe in another, you might believe
They're being
in
respectful.
yeah, but the Creator granted them their unalienable rights to life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness, man. Like they never said it was the Christian God, they never said it was the Muslim God, it was a Hindu God. Like it was just a Creator, right? And I think that's the problem right now, man. Like religion is just like they're trying to push this. Oh, like the U.S. was founded on Christian beliefs and whatnot, and you can make the argument for it. But
Your pastor had good answers to this.
if you're gonna live under religious rule, that's why the Constitution was written the way it was.
Yeah.
To keep us from going at each other based
Correct. Yeah.
on religion.
And and that's
It was like the child support order.
yeah. Some time back, sometime back, I saw a debate where this guy, at the time, I thought said something completely fucking stupid. He said that our founding fathers were just woke progressives, and I heard that and I dismissed it right away. Like this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Then I actually thought about it. For their time, our founding fathers were very progressive. For their time, they were all followers and students of the Enlightenment, right? I keep mentioning the Enlightenment, and in most of my podcasts, I've mentioned the Enlightenment because I don't think people know what that is. I don't think people understand that the current environment that we're all born into of freedom, of the Bill of Rights, of civil rights, of equality, all of these things come from the Enlightenment. People don't know that. People have forgotten that. If you do one of these Man on the Streets episodes where you go ask people if they can explain what the Enlightenment is, they couldn't tell you. I would bet on that they couldn't tell you. Our founding fathers had the debates with the theists. They had the debates with the Christians. They had the debates with the radicals. They already knew what they were escaping. They were escaping tyranny from King George, right? And they were escaping the tyranny of the church, right? So when they came over here, they on purpose listened to people like Thomas Paine. Bro, Thomas Paine was as secular as you can get. Thomas Jefferson was as secular as you can get. Benjamin Franklin was as secular as you can get.
Yeah.
These people understood why we cannot make laws or we cannot make our final decree, our final rules based on the Bible and based on the Constitution. But last point, I swear to God, then I'll shut up.
No, you're good.
No,
you're fine. I talk more.
Just last point.
I feel you.
And it's only because this very, very, very simple question. Who do you trust to interpret what God's will is for the country? There is no straight megaphone to the Lord. God, what should we do today? Well, this is what we're going to do today, my son. If it was like that, all right. Right? Like, no, I got to trust in fucking hairy-ass mammals, human beings, to tell me what their interpretation of the will of God is. Who do you trust to do that?
Well, as a Christian, you live by faith, bro. You do where the commandments. You try to follow Jesus' example, and you live by faith. Like you could take things on your own hand. I could tell you many examples where I have, instead of me doing things on my own, I have, what, God, put it in your hands, and
What does he say?
he doesn't say nothing. Well, he's always talking, bro. Like in some way, somehow, it's just how connected you are.
Do you think
Right, like
that-
how holy you are. I'm telling you right now, bro. Like you talk to me right now, tell I'm a Christian, bro, but I'm a sinner. Like I'm not gonna be here to tell you that I've never like sinned or done things I shouldn't be doing. Like I am, but obviously that's between me and God. And right, so what I'm trying to tell you is that like you live by faith, where you do your best, and God is good. Like,
But how does, and I understand like your personal life, how does that relate to the government?
how does it relate to a government? Oh,
That's what we're talking about. The
well,
government.
yeah, it's
Do you
different.
believe that-
The thing is, the government. It's like it's the church and state. It's two different like avenues. Government. Most people in government want power. That's not a Christian thing,
so-
right? And they do things to get power, right? And sometimes they'll like manipulate Christians or the word for the purpose of power. So and so it's diluted completely. Like it's not good, right? But another thing, freedom is good, but it's very hard to keep in a society. Like right now, look
Well,
at
we're
this guy.
fighting that out.
Look at this guy right now. The guy who shot may say he was a left guy, right? Because of that one guy, that stupid stuff he did, horrible, stupid thing he did. Now we have a president in power right now that might take those rights away, and some people might be okay with that.
But we don't even know that yet.
But he talked about it.
Who talked about it?
The president in his speech. Did you
Oh
hear
no,
it?
I know. I know.
Yeah,
but-
he was like, hey, we're gonna try to make it unlawful for people to say. He was blaming it on the media, in other words,
but
right?
but he's wrong to do that.
He is wrong, but some people are gonna eat it. Obviously, the right people who follow him are gonna agree with him 100%, right? But the truth of the matter is that even those people who agree with him, eventually, it's gonna bite them in the butt because, like, it's their rights as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and when the leftist version of Donald Trump gets into office, and he starts fucking marching troops into Texas, into fucking Florida, and he starts fucking putting masked ICE agents on every corner, and he starts using the same justifications Trump used, the same legal maneuvering that Trump used, what then? That's why it's so fucking important, man, from people of both sides. When shit is happening now, that you got
your head's cool.
keep your wits about you, man, and get away from this like I'm a Trump guy no matter what, or this I'm a Democrat no matter what.
Yes.
Constitution, man, like that's the measure. Constitution. If bro, as a union guy, we have a contract. I think that's why for me it's so simple. Like, here's the contract. This is what it says. You're doing it. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. File a grievance. You fix the problem.
It's black and white.
It's black and white. The Constitution, maybe it's not so black and white, but that's why we have a Supreme Court, right? And
to define those.
right. And it's been defined over 200. What are we now? 65, 270 years, right? So that's what we follow, man. Like, dude, we got to get away from this fucking like
Hate.
I'm on this team and you're on that team.
So
You know,
I mean, at that point, but what do you think the president's gonna do? You think he's gonna go after Fox, right? He's
Oh,
gonna
dude.
go after the other ones, and
well, he's trying to go after. He's trying to take away the licenses right now of NBC and ABC.
yeah,
Like this guy's a despot, dude. Like I'm trying to get people to understand. Like this guy is a despot, and the only thing that saves it, the only thing that is working out for us right now is he's so goddamn incompetent, and all he has around him at this moment are just ass lickers.
yes, man. That
Nobody,
is so dangerous.
people afraid to tell him the way it is, so he keeps making mistakes,
Oh my gosh,
and that's our saving grace right
this
now, bro.
reminds me of and democracy, because you could elect that, right? Obviously. So this reminds me of World War II and Hitler. There's a lot of examples, but this is recently. Hitler, when he was getting attacked by Russia and the Allies, right? Some historians were saying like, hey, he could have like had a good chance of maybe not overtaking him, but like prolonging the war if he would have listened to his generals. If he would have, for example, focused on anti-aircraft guns, right? he would have like instead of trying to do all this stuff, focus on anti-air guns. He could have dominated the skies and kept the Allies at bay, right? But no, every meeting he went in, he thought he knew what he do, and like he didn't even like listen to his generals.
He got high on his own supply.
Yeah, he's like, no, I know what I'm doing. You guys are dumb.
I mean,
what is
just the move to invade fucking the Soviet Union was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these guys eventually, bro, their arrogance, their pride.
And that's interesting you say that because in one of the hearings of one of the people, of the president appoints certain people and they have to get a hearing for the Senate or whatever. One of the Republican senators was telling one of the candidates, "Hey, are you gonna tell the president?" And he was a Republican senator or a congressman. I forgot what he was.
Senator,
yeah. Yeah, he was telling him, "Hey, are you gonna tell the president the right thing? Right? Are you gonna be a yes man? Because the president is gonna need to hear the right things, not yes." So people are aware of this because yes, he did elect a group of people who seem like they're just yes sir, and not, hey, this is the reality, right, sir? It's not pretty, it's not the best, but this is the reality of things, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous for all of us, obviously. But
you know what? I don't.
We're here now making the best.
I just had a memory, man, of like 2017, and I voted for Trump in 2016.
Yeah.
And one of the because I've always been such an admirer of our founding and our founding fathers, and I would watch a lot of documentaries on dictatorships.
Uh-huh.
And there was one documentary that I saw on Saddam Hussein about when he had taken over, with his Ba'athist party had taken over Iraq. They're having a parliamentary session, and he walks into the room. And he's just sitting there, bro, with his legs on the desk, cigar smoking. People in the audience, both people in his party and people against party, standing up, dude, for 2 hours, clapping with these huge fake smiles on their face, and you can tell the fear that they were going through. One by one, his soldiers, Saddam Hussein's soldiers, would take him out of the parliament, and what was happening? They were getting shot. And as they were realizing that, you could just see the fear in their fucking eyes, man. And this guy, bro, the complete sociopath, just watch. You can see this on YouTube. He's just there, just like watching the entire show, and people are just like clapping at him. So
that's what you I mean, that's a possibility you're saying. Like if it gets too extreme.
Okay, so a lot of these leaders have that personality type that they constantly have to get praised.
Well, if people bend over.
Okay, but back to my point. Trump was having a cabinet meeting. And this was one of the first things that like kind of made me like, you know, I was like, man, I don't know if we're on the right path here. Is all of his cabinet members?
You're the best,
dude. I can't.
I saw that.
I can't.
I think I know
that
a lot.
shit,
You are doing such a good job.
Oh my God, Mr. President, I am so blessed to be in this.
Did you see Elon Musk say he was right about everything?
Dude, like this history-making administration. Well, they recently did that shit again, like a month ago. And you have like Scott Bessent, which is his treasurer of the Secretary of the Treasury, and he's like, Mr. President, I just want to say that I hope the Nobel Peace Prize Committee gets its act together.
I will,
and if they don't choose you as a Nobel Peace Prize, winner, then there is something completely wrong with them. Because you, Mr. President, and then the next lady gets on, Mr. President, I don't know if you saw it, but we put your big beautiful face on the on a banner, and it's hanging outside of the labor building, and the entire time he's like, dude, like,
I wish.
I'm sorry, dude, I cannot stomach that shit, dude.
I know what you mean. I wish somebody would step out of line and, like, I don't know, maybe once they get fired or something and they, like, had enough. They're like, yeah, dude, everybody's afraid in there. Because I would assume these people whisper with each other, like, hey, dude, just get what you want, right? Whatever, like, just tell them this, and you're good, right? Like, you'll be here tomorrow.
How do you even think about this, man? Like, you just like, man, what am I gonna say to this guy? Like, when I go see him, like, how do I massage his ego? Like, like he recently had all these
CEOs,
all the CEOs of all the tech companies,
who they told us for years were the bad guys.
Yeah, so they're all sitting at a round table around him, and everyone's like, "Thank you, Mr. President, for having us here tonight." Like, I've never been in a room with my colleagues. Like, what the fuck?
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, if I was to meet the president, like I respect the position. I respect the position 100%. In the military, you say you respect the rank, even if you don't agree with the person, right? Like in that, he's the president of the United States, bro. I mean, and he does have rank, but I mean, I wouldn't go as far as doing all that stuff. Like, oh, I mean, that's my opinion.
I know, bro.
But I know what you mean, though.
No, but
it's
fucked up, dude, because everybody's doing it, right? But then you're the guy that like knows better. But then if you don't do it,
yeah.
The bullseye's on you now because and maybe that's why he does it.
Yeah, like you didn't kiss the ring. Like,
You didn't kiss the fucking ring. So now, like, you're the guy.
Isn't it crazy how like history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme? I mean, this is literally like the same thing as kissing the ring, right?
Yeah, I kind of see them as like public humiliation rituals. Like he puts them through this to like test them, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Like, are you loyal to me?
because what is the purpose of that shit?
Loyalty, I guess. Hey, you get on national TV and bending the knee.
I mean, if you're like Mark Zuckerberg or like fucking Tim Apple, like it must be a little embarrassing for you to put yourself down in front of like all the other tech guys in front of the press. Like,
You know who knows the truth here? Mark Zuckerberg's wife. When they go to bed, Mark tells everything to the wife. I mean, that's how. I mean, what we do, right? Like, you turn it to your wife, to your partner.
Does he have
Like,
a wife?
hell yeah, we're in bed, bro. We're talking like, yeah, this happened. I mean, Mark.
Yeah, no, not you.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
talking about Mark
Mark has a wife.
Zuckerberg. I know
Mark
you have
has
a
a
wife.
That lady knows everything, bro. Mark, I'm pretty sure tells her everything. I mean, that's her partner, bro. It's her wife. Like, yeah, babe, I went today. I was sucking up to this guy, whatever.
She's
It's
like, trust
done.
me, I saw that shit,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, babe, we're good for another year. He won't bother us.
saying that shit. I
Might
have
as well-
to. Like,
Might as well bring him in here.
yeah.
Well, don't know what I'm trying to tell you is I would like to see what like those conversations are like, right? Like, because that's
Like
the reality
Like what
of
people,
these people.
like what people really think.
Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
really think? Like, do you really think that he's the best president? Right?
Let me ask you guys this question right here. Out of all those cabinet members, like all the ones in the Trump administration, like on this cabinet, how many of them do you think are like, dude, like I'm only here because I need to keep this fucking train from derailing?
My company or something.
Yeah, like no, like I need to be here like as a means to like
That's a
kind of
great
to
question.
stop this shit.
We're only gonna know that after.
I feel like Marco Rubio's one of those guys,
Yeah, that's a good one.
and maybe even JD Vance on the down low, bro.
Yeah. Dude, they hated this guy before.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
then
Like
they just
you don't go from like hate and thinking he's Hitler to like fucking kissing his ass every day, dude.
there has to be something there.
There's got to be something there, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. I thought the same thing.
Either that or he has just dirt on all these motherfuckers.
Nah, I mean, or they're making themselves believe that it's the right thing, right?
Or like you don't think this is like he's like
I'm pretty sure there's some good stuff coming out of this, but like
But-
some
but-
stuff is just like what? Like,
which is like he's super close with like the tech guys now. Like you don't think he asked these guys like, hey man, do you have any like messages between like my cabinet members on all these sides? And maybe like
they know the real deal,
He has because who owns like WhatsApp,
There has
Mark.
to be.
right?
yeah.
There has
He'll
to be.
see
a
it.
There
backdoor
ain't
to
no
all this
hiding, bro.
stuff.
There's no hiding. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're only gonna know this after this presidency, right? Because I mean, they're like waves, bro. Whoever's on the shore, that's who they come to, right? Biden was there. They would come to Biden. Now this guy's here, but for the sake of their companies, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that too, bro. You work in a company, you see it like, you have people working for you who depend on you. And I would, honestly, bro, I'll probably do the same thing for the sake of my company. Because this guy, I believe the president is a little bit, revengeful if you're not,
A little bit.
A little bit.
I'm trying to be up to
He's pretty sociopathic, bro.
Okay, so bro, I have a company. People depend on me. My family works with me. Friends, like people their whole lives, right? Like I want to keep it alive for this, right? And I'll go over there and bend the knee, whatever, right? For the sake of the company. I mean,
I guess what choice you got, right? And especially like when you own a public company like that, it's not just you,
if
man.
this guy wants me to
Shareholders.
bend the knee, bro, and I keep my company safe from retaliation from the government, bro, of course I'm gonna do it, bro, because
What if he's
it's my
what if
pride.
he's humiliating you, like he did to Ted Cruz? What if he's insulting your wife? And what if he's like accusing your dad of being like the fucking what is it like the JFK killer or something or some shit like
What
that?
if?
The Zodiac killer?
It's what's worse, my humiliation, or if I was a company owner, right? If I had guys people, or the people possibly losing their jobs, I'll take it, bro. I'll take the arrow, man.
Well, what about like your personal integrity?
I'll take the arrow.
Yeah.
Instead of other people getting the arrow, dude. I would. I mean, I don't care, bro. It's only 4 years, hopefully.
I mean, here's the thing, man. That's
I'll take the arrow.
That's the optimist in you.
that's
You wouldn't do that if you had a company, you had 1,000 people working for you, and there's a possibility you didn't go bend the knee that all these 1,000 people will lose their jobs, their homes, their savings, everything. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go and just take the crap from this guy.
I mean,
I think
the whole Ted Cruz. I don't know, man, but
I think you would.
But I don't
you're a good
think
guy.
Ted Cruz would have been able to go through 4 years of Donald Trump telling him shit. Like he would have primaried him, and like he wouldn't. Yeah, Ted Cruz cared more about being senator of the state of Texas than he did about his wife. Yes.
I think Ted Cruz would tell you that himself, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, at that point, bro. I mean,
He's like,
his livelihood depends on it, right?
If he goes on a 4-year rampage against Trump, he wouldn't be senator right
He
now.
wouldn't be senator, yeah.
He'd have,
it'd be Senator
Bends the
O'Rourke.
knee, yeah.
Ken Paxton or something.
Another piece of shit. Hey,
Bends the knee. Yeah.
going back to the reason why we're here, Charlie Kirk. You know, the reason why a lot of people are reacting. Dude, we got like 10 minutes left. We'll go with that, and then we'll call it.
Yeah, we're good.
I think a lot of people on the left are reacting the way they're reacting is like the guy did say a lot of dangerous shit. Like for example, things like the Civil Rights Act was a bad thing. Like what Christian man is going to say something like that with a straight face?
Yeah.
Like what kind of Christianity are we talking about here? I mean, it's not the one I know. It's not the kind of Christianity that I was born into. That's not the Jesus Christ like that I know.
Well, I'm not going to comment on it just because I want to know the whole context of it, right?
Let me look for the context.
But we got 10 minutes. We got time.
I mean, look, if you want to know who Charlie Kirk really was, you just got to go on his Twitter, man.
No, I saw some of his
Go to
stuff.
feed.
I saw some of his stuff on immigration and stuff like that. I didn't completely agree.
Like,
I felt like he was more in the part of the state than part of the church, right?
Here's just a few quotes by him, man. I mean, I don't know these off the top of my head, so that's why I'm just pulling them.
But
off my
still,
phone.
like, I mean, right now, is this a saying that says "Don't talk ill about a dead man" or something like that? Right?
Here's the thing, man. I would have respected your death if you would have been a respectable person in life.
But Charlie Kirk said that Martin Luther King was a terrible person. So I mean, that wasn't showing.
What was the context?
That wasn't showing. But what context do you need?
I mean, dude, there's context, bro. Like context matters.
It's so crazy
If I say Claudius is a terrible person,
Well, no, like within the conversation. Like, what's the conversation about?
they're talking about the Civil Rights Act.
Well, I gotta listen to it to get my opinion.
So context, right? In December 2023, 2 years ago, at an event called America Fest, Kirk described the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 as a huge mistake. He claimed that the act created a permanent DEI type bureaucracy. He also said that the Civil Rights Act has, in his view, superseded the U.S. Constitution as its reference point, suggesting people today revere the Civil Rights Act more than the Constitution. And I don't know how you separate the two. The remarks came at America Fest, which is a conservative gathering of students and teachers organized by Turning Point USA. These comments are part of a broader shift in Kirk's rhetoric, where he has become more openly critical of civil rights era leaders like Martin Luther King and laws, saying that some of the civil rights legacy is now treated like sacred history that shouldn't be questioned.
So
again, I just feel like a lot of
He pissed a lot of people.
I feel like a lot of, I'm gonna use the word racist kind of shit gets snuck in
It did give a little of those vibes sometimes.
under like the cover of DEI. They use DEI just to basically, like I said earlier, let their freak flag fly.
Black Pilot.
The whole black pilot thing, bro. Like, just say
Yeah.
you don't like black people, dog.
Yeah, so like I didn't agree with all the things he said, and I got to I got the things he said here. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I'm just gonna read off a few of them. Like, okay, Charlie Kirk is dead, right? And it only seems fair to share his legacy by just saying some of the things he spread while he was still alive, right? Gay people should be stoned to death.
Jesus.
Yeah, most people are scared when they see a black pilot flying a plane. Taylor Swift should reject feminism and submit to her husband. Like, leftists should not be allowed to move to red states. MLK Jr. was an awful person.
Who?
Martin Luther King. Gun deaths are acceptable in order to have a Second Amendment. Parents should prevent their daughters from taking.
Where are you getting this from?
These are just some of the tweets, like things that he said.
But like, what's the tweet? Who's tweeting it?
Oh, he said it himself.
His
like,
Twitter. That's Charlie.
Yeah, this
That's
is all
Charlie
of it.
Kirk's
So if we
Twitter.
go through like each quote one by one, we'll find the video.
I know, but who put this together?
Oh, this was just like an overall.
I feel like a lot of people thought maybe he was
like,
not
what
a bad
person?
person.
I can tell you Diamond X Studios, but I can tell you right off the back, I've seen him on video say a few of these things.
No, I don't disagree with you. I just want to know who put it, right?
The main one that a lot of people were peddling yesterday was gun deaths are acceptable in order to have a Second Amendment.
I saw that one.
I think overall, man, maybe he was a good person. I think Charlie Kirk was a good person to his family. I didn't know that Charlie Kirk, but the Charlie Kirk that I knew, just a real piece of shit, man. I'm sorry to say it that way, but he was racist. You call him whatever he was. I don't agree that they took it a step too far. They shouldn't have killed him.
Yeah,
I'll be the
of course.
first to say that, man. That was a little. When I first saw the video, I said that's fucked up. Like you can't just fucking shoot somebody straight up. But the person he projected on social media, who he was, the things he said, yeah.
Well, yeah.
And if you have any doubt, you just gotta go on Twitter. And you know what? I felt a certain kind of way as I was like watching this, and then I go through his Twitter, and I must have been about there 5-10 minutes reading all his tweets, and I was just like, no, like you can't say all this shit. You can't spread hate.
Could.
No, you can't spread hate under the cover of freedom of speech, man. You can't do that.
I mean, legally he can.
He can, but that's just wrong. Personally,
I mean,
morally, yeah, correct.
I agree with you. Like, morally, I believe he said some terrible things, and he believes some terrible things. Again, legally, there's, in my opinion, I'm a free speech absolutist. There's no such thing as hate speech. Like, dude, read up on Brandenburg versus Ohio. The KKK was marching down a Jewish neighborhood in Brandenburg, in Ohio, in a city in Ohio, and they got arrested by the police, and they sued the city. And you know who defended the KKK? The ACLU, who was run by Jews, because their reasoning is.
And I agree with that. I know where you're going with this. I agree with 100%.
Yes, and that is America, man. Like, that is what makes this country what it is. I think what I was saying earlier is
it's a proverb in Proverbs, actually.
We've lost sight of that, bro. Like, we defend the people that we despise, even though that's a hard word. I defend Charlie Kirk. I'll defend Ben Shapiro. I'll defend Alex Jones. I'll defend Trump. I'll defend Steve Bannon. I'll defend Stephen Miller. All of these guys that I find fucking disgusting. I will go to war for their right to say what they're saying. I just have a feeling they wouldn't do the same for me.
Right. Yeah.
And just on that note, real quick.
Closing thought, real quick.
The preamble to the U.S. Constitution. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Can I close on one thing? Going back to what you said, piggyback on that. I think people should continue to to talk, right? Not be fearful. Continue that legacy of his, right, of freedom of speech, which is a legacy, and make it, maybe it's something that can really rally the country together, right? The freedom of speech, and just to unite, right? And obviously, and one last thing, just for him, for his family, and you know, may they find peace as soon as possible, which will be hard. But I mean, in that way, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's what do you say to a little kid who just saw his dad die, or a wife that just saw his, the love of his life pass? But I hope this situation, brings some positivity, which I know right now doesn't look like it, but I hope. I think we all hope here.
I'm right there with you and
Yeah.
hoping, man.
Yeah.
You're more of an optimist than I am at this point, right?
We
now,
have
man.
to, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, man, just to close out, I think that it's a tense situation. We don't know where we're going from here, man. But it's like I said earlier, we've been here before, and I'm on the hope that progressivism always wins out. The Constitution, I mean, the battle for independence was progressive. The ending slavery and the Civil War was progressive. Civil rights was progressive. And I just think we're at the next conflict, and progressivism will win out.
And on the last note, man, to all my my battle buddies on Facebook, when you talk shit about like liberals, every major milestone that gave us the freedom that we have is because of liberals. That's just a fact of the matter. It's like my buddy Claudius over here said, because of progressives, man. It wasn't conservatives that were trying to end slavery. I'll tell you that much. It wasn't conservatives that wanted to enact the Civil Rights Act. I'll tell you that much. So show some respect. All right, guys. See you guys.
All right, guys. Well, good night. I'm gonna go home.